Hello and good day, welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a fast, concise overview. Book of Hosea, chapter 10. Let's get started now. The Book of Hosea is one of the prophetic books in the Old Testament. It contains messages from God through the prophet Hosea to the Israelites. Hosea's prophecies were mainly focused on the northern kingdom of Israel, warning them of God's judgment for their disobedience and idolatry. Chapter 10 of Hosea continues this message, as God pronounces judgment on Israel for their sins. The chapter begins with a metaphor of Israel as a fruitful vine that has produced much fruit, but has also multiplied their altars and idols in their disobedience. God declares that He will destroy their altars and idols, and punish them for their sins. One of the key themes in this chapter is the contrast between true worship and false worship. The Israelites had turned away from God and were worshipping false gods and idols, thinking that they could find security and prosperity through them. But God warns that these idols will not be able to save them from His judgment. In verse 12, God calls on the Israelites to sow for yourselves righteousness and reap the fruit of unfailing love, emphasizing that true worship and obedience to God is the only way to find true security and prosperity. Another important theme in this chapter is the concept of sowing and reaping. The Israelites had sown the seeds of disobedience and idolatry, and were now reaping the consequences of their actions. God warns that their actions will have consequences, and that they will be held accountable for their sins. But He also offers a message of hope, that if they turn back to Him and sow righteousness, they will reap the benefits of His unfailing love and mercy. The story and teachings in this chapter have several applications for our lives today. First, it reminds us of the importance of true worship and obedience to God. We must be careful not to turn to false idols and other things in our lives that we think will bring us security and prosperity, but instead turn to God for our needs. Secondly, it teaches us the concept of sowing and reaping. Our actions have consequences, both good and bad, and we will be held accountable for them. It is important to sow righteousness and reap the benefits of God's unfailing love, rather than sowing disobedience and reaping the consequences of our sin. Finally, the chapter offers a message of hope and redemption. Even when we have turned away from God and sown the seeds of disobedience, we can always turn back to Him and reap the benefits of His mercy and forgiveness. Just as the Israelites were given the opportunity to repent and turn back to God, we too can turn back to Him and find hope in His unfailing love and grace. In conclusion, chapter 10 of the Book of Hosea is a powerful message of warning, hope, and redemption. It reminds us of the importance of true worship and obedience to God, the concept of sowing and reaping, and the hope and redemption that is always available to us through His mercy and forgiveness. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.